Alright, it is Wednesday. We are live with Planet Zoo. How is everybody doing today? Let's start this zoo loading in. We are back to working on the children's zoo. We've got our work cut out for us today. Still don't know what we're gonna do. My brain's just like, I don't know. So we have to try to figure that out. And that we definitely do. So I hope everybody's Wednesday has gotten off to a good start. Hope your week's been going well so far. And we are gonna throw this bad boy into pause and figure out what we still have left to deal with. And that will be finishing out landscaping this guy. Yeah, so alright, I think because these two front sections aren't going to interact with the animals, I'm gonna have a little bit more leeway. I know there's elephant grass back in the cheetahs. So that is what I want to grab. To start out with here. Cypress. Ivy. Oh, I went past it. What the heck is it? Pasta. Here it is. Let's see here. I don't need it super tall. That's just gonna kind of go into the wall there, and that's fine. Like, I'm okay with that. This needs to get pulled out a little bit further, right? Because it's got the shops behind it. That's our big issue there. That does have it pull out quite a bit. actually poking through the shop anywhere. Don't necessarily see it. I think we're good there. Alright. Coffee. Okay, I'm not seeing anything poking through there. So that's fine. How about we do our vines next? I did want some vines up here. You two kind of on the edge there. Because I can't have them too long, right? Because people are gonna be like walking through here. I mean, it's not bad, but does that mean we kind of need some up here too? Maybe just to kind of help with the feel of the building. I mean, that's kind of... it's kind of vibin'. Kinda. I think I'm okay with that. Although those ones are like right up at the top. No, don't really want that. I'm trying to kind of variate it where I can, though. Alright. Okay. And then I think I want something. Maybe the pincushion. I think we put this in one of the habitats here. Is it floating? Does it just look like it's floating? Alright. We had that kind of laid into there. Alright. Now we need to make our sign. So we need something that we can kind of put it straight up against. I don't know if I can really put it up against the wall because it's not going to be straight no matter where I put this guy. Maybe I can put it on the roof, right? Well, maybe not that roof, but maybe this roof. I don't know, because then it's still going to look crooked. Yeah, it might look crooked no matter what I do. Alright, well. Let's see. I'm gonna put it on the side of the building. Let's see. Is 4. Let's see a CAT. Okay. So we've got that. I need to come back into here. Okay. You are going to flip that away. And then you are going to go into your letter friends here. Okay. So I am going to grab everybody. And I'm just going to go ahead and scenery piece everybody. I still have to respace them out. Obviously. Let me do that. I mean, it doesn't really seem like it needs all that much spacing out, does it? Because it's a small little planter box anyway. We might be okay-ish. Cat, what are you doing behind me? Okay, he's trying to get the birds. Or he's fussing with Cow. Which actually now sounds like that is more what's happening. Alright, let me... Okay. Let me come back into construction. Boys. No, just don't. Hey! Sorry. They were getting a little too out of control, and Cal's no angel. He will also start some shit, so... Sometimes we have to get after both of them. Why are you being weird, though? Because you can't be. Apparently. I guess I'll put you there. I don't have quite enough room to stick the cheetah silhouette up there. but that's probably fine. Right. Okay. So we are going to take this down to nighttime. So if you are sensitive to light changes, there's going to be a quick flash. It's not stroby or anything, but just in case you're sensitive, you'll want to look away in 3, 2, 1. Okay, we are in night mode, so you can look back. To grab up my little spotlight that's out here in no man's land, but is apparently... Well, that's why I can't zoom out. Change my camera. There we go. Change the camera angle. That's fast. Are we always in free look or are we usually in standard? I don't know. I don't remember what I'm usually positioned into. C is for... So probably need like one there. I don't know, this feels weird. I think we're usually in free, aren't we? Free feels a little bit better. Just get a little bit of a warm glow back there. That. And then that guy. And we'll just get a little bit of that glow there. Alright, and then we'll just take a quick peek through here. So I don't think I've actually done a nighttime lighting pass in here. Like where we actually checked on it. It is quite the glare off of the walls, but let me duplicate you. Actually, what if I put you way back here? And then you way back there. So that at least gives... Oh gosh, where am I? There we go. Alright, that gives a little bit of warmth and light back there. Those boards are backlit, so I don't think I really need to do much there. That's fine there. That has its own little light there. Gonna be some sirens going by in just a second. I think that was the popo for a change. Okay, that feels okay enough, I think. So we're not normally open in the dark time. And back here, kind of feels like we've got more than enough lighting happening there. Okay. Alright, so we are gonna pop the lighting back to daytime. So if you are sensitive again, the flash is a little harsher when it goes from night to day than day to night. So you're gonna want to look away in 3, 2, 1. Okay, we are back into day mode. Alright. Now these crocodiles, man. Alright. Alright. So let me grab my spreadsheet here. And see where we're at. Alright, so one of these I was like, oh no, that's just not gonna work. So let me kind of slide that over to the other screen temporarily. Okay, so we've got on the list the caiman. Alright, so the dwarf caiman is a species of crocodile. So that would be like 2 at the most. Okay, so that's like 3,000. 4,000 square feet at the absolute most, and that might be a little much. Okay, so the other caiman was the spectacled. And still like a species of crocodile. Alright, they are 1 to 6. So if I did 3, that would be like 3,000 for land and 3,000 for water. So that would be like 6,000 there, roughly. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The saltwater crocodile was... Okay, so that'd be like 2. 10. Like 14, 15, 16, 17 total. I just don't know if I have enough room to do the Gariel too. Oh! What the heck did I do? G H. Species of crocodile. 1 to 7. Hmm. So that is... We did 3. Maybe... So what did I say? 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 would be 24,000 total. Square feet. So how many was that? That was 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, if we start with the wait, was it dwarf? That was... Dwarf was the smallest one, right? And none of these guys can live with each other. Alright, so 2 on you. Alright, so that's not necessarily deep water, but it is water. Okay, so land is like 22. What kind of shelter do you all need? Doesn't really say. Kinda wish it did. Oh, they're their own... Oh, they're crocodile... Oh, hold on. They're crocodilians, but not crocodiles or alligators. Oh. So maybe I have to do C is for caimans. Oh, hold on. This might change things. Where's the other one? GH. It said you. Yeah, they're crocodiles. Okay, so I could do the 2 caiman habitats, and then the crocodile and the gharial. Okay. So let's start with the dwarf, I guess. Alright, we need like 2,200 dry. So I guess I'm gonna need... We could go with like the temple wall again. We could go with that in the same color, actually. so I want the... So... This is back of the house. If we put the boat ride it says it's a transport. So does that mean I can add stations? Like, see, this guy is so big. Like, we have to leave room for the track to function. So I can't like squish him in too hard. Right? Because we've got the cassowaries here. So I need to have room for that. And we need room for a queue. So the question is that like anywhere near enough room for a queue? Because these guys, I can kind of skirt their pathway that way. So. So I still have to get water in here. Right, so likely not enough room. At the shortest I can... Okay, that is the shortest. I can make that. Alright, so if I... do... that... and we kind of come this way. Nope. Undo whatever the fuck it was I just did. Alright. Yeah, I know there's a problem. Relax. Alright. I need terrain. Close that. I need you to flip this way. Oh, okay. Let me try to start. Alright, so that might not work the way I wanted it to. So it's not really... Okay, so I'd have to do... Okay. I get you now. Okay. So this whole thing. Okay. Let's nix that. Okay. So I think what I'm gonna do is maybe start back here. And go to staff path. And let's go aligned grid. And I'm gonna kind of cut this back just a little bit. So I've got a little bit more room to work with here. Can't put it directly under that and be on this grid. I don't necessarily have to be on the grid. But if I don't necessarily need to like, technically I could cut off the staff portion there. Well, no, I still need the... because I'm putting in the quarantine area still. Alright. So let's say we do that. That gives us a little bit more room. Okay, now... Okay. Give me 1 second, I have to deal with something here. Okay. So, sorry about that. I don't know if I really want to go with the wood. Just because, you know, all the water and stuff. That doesn't seem ideal. I need some sort of solid wall at the back. I might just kind of continue on with that temple stuff. That kind of feels ancient and gatory and what have you. So I need... yes, we need the painted temple wall. I think it's this one. Alright. they're not going to be able to be like too close to up there. So that's gonna come to like there. I mean, it's only gonna be like 2 of them. It doesn't need to be too big. Of an area. I mean, boy, that feels really close, though. To... If I grab the door... So this guy, put that there. And that doesn't give a whole lot of viewing room here, so take you all. I'm gonna drop you down to like there. edit that. Alright, so what are our pre-made glass options here? So I don't want opaque. We've got the minimal. That one's off grid though. Don't really want all of the lines of like the greenhouse. It's either we go with something like this, or it's not very clear. I mean, this is much clearer. Now we do have to kind of play struggle muffin with getting that lined up with where I'm happy with it. Just kind of hoping to have it kind of sitting in the middle there. I mean, that's not terrible. Can I rotate you exactly the way you are? No. Okay. Close, though. Sort of. It does have like a little bit of a frost to it. I mean, that's about... Okay, these two are not lined up in the slightest. I mean, these are kind of... lined up, but that does kind of irk me. That the tabs are not in the same spots. Okay, so you're kind of lined up. You're not. Okay, so for you... You're super high. Your friend is actually... I'm not crazy about this overlap, though. Yeah, that I'm not... super keen on. Alright, so in order for you... just trying to get this lined up. Well, that doesn't line up at all. Like, not at all. Oh no! What happened is... I have super anxiety with the phone myself, so I'm like, I'm not answering you. You can ring all you want. I mean, is that... I guess it's as good as it's gonna get, right? But these panels, I'm not thrilled with, so that's a 4 by 2. I have my own brand of phone anxiety, but I'm an anxiety-ridden muffin to begin with. Alright, so if I like kind of line you up like that, you are probably as close to being lined up as you are gonna get. More than likely. So that is 4 by 2. Um... Hmm. It just says 4. Don't think that's... 4x2 thin. Guess we could go with... Let me see how... I guess I should just lift the first one. B. Okay, so... Oh, you're high. Oh. Yeah. Can I, like... sink you in just a little? Okay, so everybody's actually... a little bit high here. Is that why? Looking a little sus. You're looking for penny sleeves for cards, and they're pretty hard to find in stores, and you kind of need them today, so you can't buy it online. And there is an anime store in town, so you called to ask if they had any, and you could hear this man doesn't know how to answer a phone well, and I have to call people and answer phones all the time for work, so you're used to it. Yeah. I will say the worst was running a customer service desk at the craft store and having to answer the phones by the 3rd ring at the same time. I'm like, y'all are crazy. I'm like, if you're sitting in the back office not doing anything, you can answer the phone. Just saying. So that's kind of why. He was super nice and helpful, but he sounded like he was quaking. Oh, I'm sure. Probably nobody ever calls, right? That's probably a store where, like, nobody ever calls. Dude's probably like, oh my god, the phone rang. Oh my god, maybe it was his first day. It's like, I don't know about this. So this was the first one. It's like, it gets easier, my friend. It gets easier. Sometimes. Oh, does this one not? Oh, it does. We are trying to build. And the keyword is definitely trying. To figure out the crocodiles. Yeah, probably not. He probably like, what is that noise? And then figured out that it was the phone. Was like, oh god. Could you imagine the scene from... It would be like a scene out of Sesame Street with the yippers staring at the phone. Like, what is that? What is that doing? Why is it doing that? What are we supposed to do to make it stop? Probably like, look, I'm just here to stock the shelves. I don't know what is happening. I'm just here to talk about Pokemon. Penny sleeves, huh? Is that like the... Penny sleeves? When I hear penny sleeves, I think of penny wrappers. You've been there a few times and the employees are nice, but not the best. I imagine it's just like we're just a nerd shop. We don't do phone. Like, I can totally see that being like a scene from Sesame Street with the Yippers, like, phone? Nope, 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 nope. Trust me, there were plenty of times where I didn't want to answer the phone. But I had to. Like little plastic sleeves you put cards in. Okay. Okay, so like trading card sleeves? Then? Kinda. Okay. Alright, I gotcha. I had to order something like that from Amazon, in a specific size. Like, I needed 5x7s, roughly, for my gouache paintings. Because I was afraid... I know you can sort of seal them with this rubbing wax, but I was afraid to try it, and I didn't know how much the rubbing wax was. And I didn't want to ruin something that I had just spent a couple hours painting, and people like, well, the best way to deal with watercolor and gouache is to put it under glass. That's your safest option. I'm like, well, I'm not spending money on frames to give these away. So, I mean, it wasn't like a gift for a person, it was for just random people, because once a year we'll go to the farmer's market in our town, and we'll set up a table and we'll just rehome a bunch of art that I've made on streams, or, you know, stuff that I didn't plan on keeping or just don't have space for, that was just kind of random stuff. And the gouache paintings and the watercolors, they can't get wet. And I'm like, if it rains, we don't have a canopy, and I need these to at least survive till they get home, for people, you know. So I bought some of these 5x7, not super stiff, but not super flimsy either, sleeves to put the watercolor paper in to protect them. You have some, but you needed more since you got some cards shipped out, since you got cards shipping out soon. Okay, I gotcha. So if I put you there, you in theory, so you would overlap a tiny bit. I mean, it's not... Oh, this is all sorts of cadoodled here. Who's the problem child here? Are you facing the wrong way? Is there an indent and an outdent on these? There might be. I'm not Sure. I mean, I could just try to use the glass here. You look hard yourself and you have a bunch of duplicates you're selling for $1 just to get rid of. Yeah, the husband did that with his magic cards some time ago, years ago. He went through all of his Magic the Gathering cards and we sat there and we were looking up the worth on them. Because some were worth quite a bit more than others. When we were super strapped for cash, and he ended up selling a whole bunch to a company. I think he ended up with like getting like $200 or something. Because he wasn't using them. They were just kind of sitting and taking up space, and he goes, I'm never gonna use these again. And some of them were pretty old, and he's like, He goes, we need the money more. So he ended up selling a bunch of his duplicates. I have a doll that I really want to get rid of. I never wanted this doll. It's kind of creepy. I always thought it was kind of creepy. But for some reason, people seemed to think that I wanted it. When my grandmother passed away. And they couldn't be further from the truth. I wanted the stuff that was mine, that was in her house. I wanted that back. I had a train set. It's just a little, you know, plug in, choo-choo tracks, goes around on her dining room table. Train set. That was mine. That was bought for me. One year. For, I think, Christmas. I think I picked it out of the Sears book. No, it wasn't very huge. It wasn't very elaborate. But it was mine, damn it. And I would, like, play with it on her one dining room table after she put these, like, pads on it because we can't scratch the table and all that. And that's what I wanted. You know? I wanted that. I wanted all of the photos that were of me from the playroom that I had in her basement that was set up for me. I wanted my stuff back from the house. And by the time we got there after school, the rest of the family had descended upon the house and took everything. Except for this doll that I didn't want. I wanted my little golden books that were from my Happy Meals and stuff that I had in a basket. I wanted stuff that had sentimental value, not a doll that was never to come out of this drawer that she had it in. Only rarely did I ever see it. It was like porcelain, but shiny. And fully jointed. Where you could turn the head and the arms and legs, but it sounded like it was like china, like it was super delicate. And I was terrified to touch it, to be perfectly honest. I never wanted to touch the thing. I do not know if this is big enough. This might have to get... I might have to grab the whole thing and slide it over. We'll see. Let me grab the null barrier here. So it doesn't feel big enough. But... wait, honestly, this whole thing might have to get shifted over anyway. Oh, shit. You just don't want to be like a scalper. You hate that. You selling the ones that, excuse me, for $1 or less is what most people sell them for. Even selling them for so little, you just want to make sure that they stay in good shape while shipping, and that they don't make these cards anymore. Yeah, you know, that's fair. That's more than reasonable and more than fair. Nothing wrong with that. Okay. Can I grab everybody now? Or are you gonna be... Well, you're letting me move you. So that's something. So I would like to maybe put you, say, there. That should give us enough space between that. Alright, let's go into berries. Yeah, when we do the farmer's market, I don't really charge for anything. I have a tip jar out if somebody feels like tipping, great. It'll just go back towards more art supplies. I've thought about doing like a flea market booth space. But I'm not sure how taxes would work and all, and then I think I need to get a... I don't know if I need a business license. Because then I have to pay booth rent, and then I think there's another like 2 or 3% fee to the shop that's housing the booth space. Which, you know, fair. They're the ones selling it. But I just, like, I wasn't sure at all how, like, sales tax was supposed to work and all that. And, like, they can't really tell me, I don't think. From what we were reading, it sounded like every so many months I had to, like, send a check in to the state to account for sales tax that may have happened. But I've found with my stuff, because I did have an eBay store, I still do. There's nothing posted right now, though. And even when I had the Etsy store, Etsy, I was losing money. I was losing so much in fees. I was making a few sales here and there, but I was just so buried under, like, all the other people selling on there. You know, fair enough. People, like, I had 5-star reviews and everything, but just wasn't getting enough sales. And then Etsy got dumb with the third-party verifications, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not giving this company my information. They're a little bit sketchy. No thanks. So I left there. But I have found that people are more willing to tip me at the farmer's market, then they were willing to straight up buy something. Which was fascinating. To me, and I was like, okay. I was like, are people just... Like, my stuff wasn't priced all that high. I actually was kind of underpricing it, I felt, but... I don't know. We'll see. Like, the booth space that was open at the flea market shop, was a back wall that faced, like, so they had aisles. I'm describing with my hands that you can't see. They had like aisles through the store, like going this way. Like, pretend this is an aisle from like the front of the store to the back of the store. And then on this section in between the aisles, and there would be like another aisle here. This section that faced the back walk aisle was available. And I was like, nobody's gonna see that unless they walk to that spot. Like, nobody who's in there just casually browsing, you're not gonna make a sale off of that. The traffic there, that was a horrible space. Oh, that's a lot bigger than I needed. Holy shit. Okay. Oh boy, that's a lot bigger. Well, maybe not. We haven't put the water in. So that's 6,000. But I would imagine that those sleeves might be hard to find on short notice. I came in here, okay, there we are, for like a specific reason. I'm like, why am I here? Oh yeah, no, that's way more space than we needed. Shoot. So that one was 3. That was like 22. 32. So, oh, that's like more than double. You'll never see them. C-A-I-M. What about the spectacled? How many are you supposed to live with? Alright, so if I go 3. Alright, maybe we could put those guys in this one. Maybe we don't do the dwarf one. So, we need 26. Alright, I need water. With... Oh, really? We can't... terrain stamp that? Oh, that made it deeper. Okay, let's try to... That is not a size 3. Get out of here with that. That is definitely not big enough? So this might be big enough. Smooth. See if we can kind of smooth that out a bit. Maybe we can kind of do a little bit of a rampy here. Don't know that that's gonna be quite enough. Water here. Can I like push you back a little bit? Although maybe if we like let's just pull it back up. Maybe. Oh, you know what? That would probably be better, right? If I kind of get in here and we smooth this boy down. Let me like see, I increase it and it's like, what you talking about? Okay, so I kinda try to get you that's probably a little too we like flatten to the surface a little bit here so you don't look quite so silly there. Alright, alright, let me see about maybe going that way. That is probably way too extreme. Like, way too extreme. Okay, so let me back in with the smoothie tool. They didn't need super duper in deep water. What am I doing? But that doesn't look big enough, does it? It doesn't. It just doesn't. Okay, so that's 14. And 5. We needed... Okay, so we need a bit more. We need a bit more water. Okay, so... if I maybe go with that. Still feels like maybe that's a little deep here. Like just a little bit. But what do I know? That feels like that is more than we totally bargained for. So maybe and then we can try to smooth that out a little bit. Alright. That's like the entire thing's in water. Like the entire place is in water. I don't think that's what I wanted. So that's 29 and 49. I mean, maybe. What are your... A mud bath? I don't have room for a mud bath. There's no way, shape, or form room for a mud bath here. Like, what? Alright. Let me... get into here. See if I can kind of get something. to cooperate here. It's like, where on earth am I going to fit a mud bath? Unless I manage to condense the unless we condense the shelter area. So if I were to grab you, grab you, that does mean Alright, well, what if I well, no, that's a little small, I think. Oh, I don't know that they necessarily need a sheltered area, but it might be better. To so what if I put you there? And I put you there. Alright. Still doesn't give me very much room for that, does it? Alright, so mud. It's like maybe we could kinda. No, that's not at all what I wanted. Yeah, I could like put you there. So that's definitely eaten into our water area. I don't necessarily know how that's gonna really work with that. So, how much? Huh. I mean, that's interesting. Alright, so that gives us... I mean, maybe. Alright, let's see. So... we're gonna try to bring the boat ride, like, past here. At this level. And then... we'll have the up above viewing over top of the river, essentially. Okay. I don't know that the keepers can get to that, though. That's my biggest concern with this. Alright, so if I come back into the water... no. Like, that's awfully low. Don't know how I feel about that. What if I... oh no. Not sure why the mud bath attached to the wall there, but it did. This wall is all sorts of floating back here. Why are you floating? Was the water, like, coming out? Because that's... bizarre. What's the matter?
Nothing.
Oh, okay, so that... let me remove that temporarily, because that's being... a bit of an... see, there's a gap there. And I don't know why there's a gap there. Because there shouldn't be. Alright, so it says... do they need... like, do they really need the 3? Can I get away with 2? Generally solitary. So I could do 2. So 25 and 27. If we go that route. Okay, but I didn't want that high, so I don't know why it keeps insisting on going that high. To be perfectly honest. Okay, so it's gonna fill the whole thing. Let me undo that. Okay, let's try that. Just smooth that out a little bit so it's not quite so... so jaggedly sharp. All right. Still not enough. That's enough, but still more than I wanted it to be. Like, how am I supposed to get... a mud bath in here? Oh, that's just not... Alright, what if we... Where is that piece of dirt coming from that's just floating there? Oh my god. Why? Oh dear. No, I want you to be fixed here, friend. All we're doing, it seems, is making it. There we go. It keeps wanting to dip down there, and I don't want it to dip down there. Can we, like, just start this whole thing over? Okay, let's see if we can kind of come to some sort of arrangement here. We can kind of get you back into some sort of flatness here. That we can deal with. Why are you all... What? Excuse me. No. No. Why are you... Why are you here? No. Seriously? Okay. Now. Let's try this again. We only go with 2. What are your enrichment objects? Platform floats. Like, y'all are looking for stuff that's just huge. Restraint feeder. An underwater fish feeder box, an underwater fish feeder flat. Okay, so... I guess if I go human, like this thing is huge. I guess it would eliminate my need for feeling like I needed to put in that little basking area, maybe. It's still like way too much. Water though. Right? Because if I put that there, and I put the mud bath in there, and I put that there, and that's like everything. Okay. Like, what else toys do we have? Not like a whole lot of toy. Water jet. I would think that they would eat those, wouldn't they? I don't know. I guess we'll order our caimans. Perhaps. Alright, now I know we still have a lot to do with this habitat. I always kind of hate the water ones because they are usually a lot of trouble for me. See, the water's like coming out here. So I think it's counting water that it shouldn't be able to access. Which is a slight problem. So we can either put you here, or I can put you here. I'm thinking like here, because you're gonna be closer. Right, so that's like our first keeper hut over here. We are going to need a keeper. Right, I'm gonna pause you for a second. Because you need a work zone. You are gonna be back. Cayman keeper. Alright. This is you. That is you. So that's quarantine. That's vet. Workshop. That's security. Okay, that is you. Alright. What did I hired vets, right? Okay. Croc, Cass, vet. Croc, Cass, vet. Alright, I've got one employee there right now. I'm going to hire a secondary vet. And you are gonna go to that. Alright. Let's let these guys. Oh. Alright, while we're dealing with that, we need to have a water treatment. Okay, that will cover that one. And don't know that I need the regulator yet, but we'll pop that in there. Alright. 55 to 108. About like about like 85. Okay. You guys are ready to go, and I am going to move you into here. And then we're gonna see what's accessible, what's not accessible, and what we have to change. So we will see here. Well, these guys are gonna be freaking tiny. Man, y'all are tiny as shit. Okay. What work zone is this in? Is it in a work zone? Cassowary mech. Okay. Cassowary. Mech. Okay, you are now in a... Oh. Hold up. So I have 2... staff on this one. I'm going to enter a third. Because they've got a little bit of ground to cover here, especially with the... Oh. Right, we have to hit player is not actually hired. Okay. Alright. So, you are almost happy. Alright, that is going to that. That is going to that. Alright. Okay. Animal traversable area, please. I'm not really seeing. I don't want any shelter yet. Staff traversable area. They can kinda get around in there. Can't see shit with the... Heat map up. So if I pull this up, if I put a rock in here, I wonder if they can... These guys are so small. Alright. Navigable land. Huh. Okay, so... we need a little bit more land area. Alright, in that case. We're gonna need to perhaps do something like that. Alright. We're gonna need to edit the barrier. Okay. So that can go to there. That can go to there. Okay. Let's see. How are we feeling about that? Okay, so we need more rock. And less short grass, really. Not like a whole bunch more rock, but a little bit. Alright. Like, we can do that. Alright. And I guess we need some soil. As well here. Alright, that's not so bad. I've got a little bit of short grass back here. Oh, too much soil, too much soil. Really? Long grass? Alright. And then we lost some of our rock here. Okay. Alright, we didn't really need the hard shelter. Well, I mean, that's okay. Alright, plants. Oh, we want all of the plants. Oh dear. All of them? Like, are you sure that you want that many? So we got one of those. So this is going to be sort of hanging over there. Pop you there. Alright, let's see. Get some reeds in here somewhere. I put you there. You there. Probably get you popped into there. What was it?
Bean hopping in.
Ah. Right. Like I still have to make sure we have viewability from above, right? So like if the viewing platform comes to about here, so you can still like look down in. So if you like there, what's my... See, the staff cannot... But I don't know if they cannot get to that. Because of this thing's location? Can the staff just not walk on rocks, or is it because of the water? I feel like it's because of the water. More than anything. I don't know if they will walk on this to, okay, they will. seems. Okay, what about... Not really showing me any problems there. Alright, how are you all feeling about stuff? Oh, now your swimming area is... Now we're mad about that. Alright, well, guess what that means. So if I put the water back to there, we're still mad about that? I don't even know where the heck you guys are. We're still... It's a navigable swimming area. So... Alright, what if we do like that? Is that okay now? These two are gonna be like, what in the ever-loving... 100 feet. 100 freaking feet. Are you kidding me? Right. Well, I mean, your keepers need to be able to maneuver in here. So... Oh, we lost some rock. Okay. Let me take that off. Did I? Oh, it's too much rock. Too much rock. So, if we start adding some long grass in here. Maybe we can make you happy with that. Why is the rock not coming down, though? It's just like, no, I'm gonna be... I'm just gonna sit at this obnoxious 79 thing forever and ever and ever and ever. It's not moving. Ma'am. I guess you also need some more soil, maybe? That's at 60. I mean, we did expand things a little bit since we last kind of checked in with that. But you're still kind of mad at the amount of swimming space. Like, I don't know what to tell y'all. It's like 100 feet. Depth isn't so much the issue. As it is. Okay. Now how mad are you? Oh my god, man. It didn't do anything. It changed nothing. Okay. Well. Okay. I guess we'll have to attempt to make that bigger in that regards. I'll have to move you to there. Okay. Get out of there. I want to push you to that corner. Oh no, we don't need these guys climbing trees. I don't think they can, but that's like the last thing we need. me edit that. Alright, let me go and pause to do this part. Where are you? All the way at the end. So these two need to go to that color. And then I need a is this like on grid? Like I need somebody that doesn't, oh, it says panels, so I guess that's my answer. Okay, so that needs to like just be below that. And that can go there. This guy never sink in. Alright. Water. So let me try that. Alright, let's fill this back up with water there. It's probably going to box them again. Okay, and we've got too much soil now. Alright, what do we want to fill that with? Guess we can do some long grass up in here. Then we need some short grass. People are like mad about your soil content now. Sand. Really? Now you want sand? I guess you've always kind of been okay with the sand. See if we can get that kind of popped into there, because yeah, now we're mad at the amount of sand that we have got. Or the amount of... Oh, now we have not enough rock. Okay. Oh my goodness, have we finally gotten them happy? Staff traversable. I think because it's all swimmy. They seem to be okay. Alright, are you happy with your toys? Seem to be... I guess we can put the ice ball in there. Okay. Alright. They seem somewhat satisfied. Back. Caiman. Oh, right. How were we... Food grade 3. How are we feeling about plants? We could have used a little bit more coverage, but that's when we started running into some swimmy trouble the last time. Kind of, sort of. What was that?
Oh, best.
What's up?
Just gonna step out and try to get a few branches and whatnot.
You might want to put a mask on. That's the way the allergies have been. Okay, that's probably gonna be like pretty close to what we're gonna be able to pull off. For here feels kinda empty though. Let's see. Like, can we put some of this stuff on this back wall? Kind of excited to go back to the zoo. We haven't been in over probably probably like over a year. Probably a little bit more than a year. Honestly. Oh, what's that? Oh, that's moss. Alright, we can do some mossy things back here. Doesn't need to be too much. Alright, that gives us a little bit more coverage. They're relatively happy. Okay. And I will have to like fill in with some, probably we'll take our back of the house wall and probably like lay that in there to cover the view of that. And we'll probably put some rocks and stuff in front of that. Okay. So that is one guy. That we can consider. Did I lose space because I turned climbing off on those trees? So they couldn't like navigate around the bottom of them? Is that what happened? Where are they? Hello? There's one of them. These two were a right pain, I will say. Alright, so we got those two. Don't know where I'm gonna do my small thing here. I might have to do like C is for caiman up here in smaller letters. Because I would rather landscape this. You know what? I don't necessarily. I'd rather landscape this at the end of this area. Okay. Is so I'm thinking we skip the dwarf one. And we just do like the caiman, the gharial, and the crocodile. I'm gonna have to readjust the spacing on these. Oh, for sure. C A I M A right, like that's our spelling. C-A-I-M-A-N. So you set you over. You two are pretty well spaced there. Don't know if that is over enough. Like it's slightly scrunched. But I think we're okay, and then I can like add some more rocks and reeds a little bit out here. Once we get the boat tunneled in, but I think I need to approach this where the habitats are in first, and then I can figure out how close I can bring the water for the boat ride. So, oh, crunch. All right. I think that will probably do it for today. So we fought with the caimans a bit, but we did manage to get them in. They are in here somewhere. Are they both right there, or is it just one of them? I think they're both there. I think they're both on top of each other because that looks like too many leggies. Looks like a few too many leggies for just one. Alright. I'm kind of mad that that water is seeping under. Just a bit. But not a whole lot. I'll just probably like throw some rocks there and or maybe some reeds and just capitalize on it for the back of the house glow up that still needs to happen back here. But like I said, I didn't I'm going to prepare food at the keeper hut to feed hungry animals. Okay. Why were you... Is it filthy? Can they not get to it to clean it? I mean... It seems okay. Okay. Alright, well, we did that. And we finished as far as we could on the landscaping for the cat house. I still need to like do some touching up here, but I have to figure out where my pathway here is gonna go. And if I'm gonna like do a ground path to like here and then like do an upper, like a ramp up to the platform for them, or if I'm gonna do like a full-on, like just up top viewing. It kind of depends really on how much space the boat ride needs to get where it needs to go and get back. I might have to like put the boat ride here, like facing this way, like the enter facing this way, and like wrap it around that way. We'll see how tight I can make that. And then after we're done these crocodiles, we'll be into the D's. I don't have that many D's, and I don't have that many E's. So we'll have to see what we end up going with. I could just kind of go like, well, I don't know. I'll think about that later. We're not there yet, but let me take off the spectacled caiman from our list. So that is done. And we will figure out the next one going in. I don't know if it's going to be the gharial or the saltwater crocodile. Maybe I just... See, the gharial's a type of crocodile, but I can't, like, do... They're gonna be fussy, right? So... Is it worth doing to a boat ride for 2 habitats? I don't know. It'd be a very short boat ride. Like that, I just don't know. We'll have to figure that out. So we'll try to do that next week. The saltwater crocodiles are going in for sure, right in here. And then I'll have to think about the gharial. I might just like do a huge blanket seize for crocodile for both of them. We'll see. Because I really did want to put the boat ride in, but now at the same time I'm wondering... I don't know, like... Can we... Oh, excuse me, can we actually... get away with that? Where's my corner? Oh, is my corner all the way down there? Oh, okay, we have more room to work with than I thought we did. In this general area, because our corner's down there. So... yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But that will be a problem for next week. I will be back on Sunday for some more dinkum. I'm trying to rush through getting some stuff put together for Monday or Tuesday's art stream. We're gonna take a break from needle felting this week, because I think I might need to get some wood. But we'll see. And we're gonna do a tissue paper art project this week, so I'll see everybody Sunday for dinkum. You guys enjoy your weekend. Don't forget to follow the social links down below. That will take you to the Ko-fi, the Blue Sky, and the YouTube channels. And I will see everybody Sunday. So until next time, you guys, have a good one.